right, welcome to Brain Hack number 5 in this Brain Hacks series. I'm so happy that you're joining me. In this video, we'll be working on our balance, and we're going to be doing it in a way where we incorporate the sensory cortex. So when we're moving around, of course, on our yoga mats and anytime we're doing any kind of movement practice, that's largely our motor cortex of the brain. But the way that the afferent signal that I've been talking about a lot in these videos, the way it works is as it travels up through the nerves, through the muscles, and through the spinal cord and into the brain, that signal goes through the brain stem from the back and the bottom of the brain, and then forwards and up to the frontal cortex. And it passes through the sensory cortex. The sensory cortex lies behind the motor cortex. And so by bringing some sensory input, and that just might mean like some rubbing, tapping, scratching, you could even get one of those like massage guns or that kind of thing, just something to bring some sensory input to your body, then you can kind of increase that stimulation into the brain. And in particular, the way that it helps with balance is that it's going to help ipsilaterally. So that means the same side of the body that you're balancing on, we need that to be stable. And so contralaterally, we're gonna help activate that by the opposite side of the brain, opposite side of the body, sensory input. I did not explain that very well, but don't worry, it's all explained much better in the PDF. Get that with the link in the description. And we'll begin. So, first of all, we're gonna test and just kind of notice where our balance is to begin with. So, in previous videos, I've invited you to use a wall or a chair. Try not to use that with this one. And just before we do anything, take a moment to stand tall, breathe deeply, and establish that feeling of being in the present moment. And let your whole nervous system just come to a place of calm and mindfulness. And whenever you're ready, begin to shift your weight into the left foot. So slowly, maybe just pulling the right thigh bone into the right hip to begin with, just getting all those muscles activated. If you're already kind of struggling, just make sure, maybe shift off of your left foot, make sure that the toes are spread wide a little bit, not too wide, but just wide enough that you've got a nice stable base. Lift up nice and tall, really activate through the glutes. Find your balance. Just notice where maybe if you're struggling, if you're wobbling already. Then come back to stand. Bend the knees, move into a little chair pose. Hands can be at prayer position. Keep the knees bent. Stay in your chair pose as you then again shift your weight into the left leg. Pull the right knee to your chest. Notice how your balance is here. If you're wobbling, it's all just about noticing rather than judging or trying to change anything. Can you slowly extend your right leg back behind you? Let your chest move forward. Coming into a warrior 3, nice and gentle. Keep that bottom leg bent for now. All right, rise back up through that one-legged chair pose. Stand up nice and tall, straightening that left leg. Extend your right leg as straight as you can get it in front of you, and then take it back through the chair pose. Touch the foot down. Give that right leg a little break. Then extend back through that warrior 3 all the way into a crescent lunge, okay? So that's our little sequence that we're gonna play around with. See, I already wobbled. All right, so back through that chair pose. Rise up to extend the right leg in front of you, little Padangustasana. Then back through the chair pose, keep the knee bent, extend back to your warrior 3, then take it back to your crescent lunge, reach the arms up. Good, one more like that. Step it forward, rise up as you bring the right leg in front of you, back through your chair pose, maybe give the left leg a little respite, then back through your warrior 3, and into your crescent lunge. All right, we're gonna, if you're like, this is easy, just wait. turn all the way around. So your crescent lunge now is facing the back of the mat. Right leg is forward. And can you hop off of that right leg into the left? So this is really meant to challenge you. So if you haven't been challenged yet, then try that a few times. So from your crescent lunge into that right leg back behind you. Nope, left leg. And if that still feels easy, close your eyes. Okay? And just notice what it takes, whatever it takes for you to feel wobbly and like you're falling, then that's where you know, okay, that's like edge of my comfort zone. So back through that crescent lunge, just spin back around to the front and then step the right leg forward to meet the left. So now you kind of know what you're working with. You know maybe where you're struggling a little bit. We're going to add sensory input. Since we're working on the left side of the body, we want to stabilize the left side of the body by adding sensory input to the right side of the body. So use your left hand and just start rubbing like you're in the shower. You're giving yourself a good exfoliating scrub. Maybe take both hands to the right side of the body, just rubbing through the belly, the back. Give your booty a little rub all the way down the leg. Maybe scratch. If you're wearing thick leggings, especially, like really make sure that you're getting like sensory input, okay? This is sensory input, especially maybe if you've got like a past injury or a tattoo, somewhere that your body has experienced some sort of injury or trauma. All right, give that a good, we want to do this for a good 20 or 30 seconds, okay? So really make sure that we're stimulating that part of the brain. Oh, this feels so nice. It's like almost like being in the shower. And I need it. It's warm in here. I'm sweating. All right, I think that's enough. So let's retest. So come back to stand at the front of your mat. Find your little chair pose. Shift into a single leg chair pose. Rise up, kick the right leg forward, back through the chair pose, just lower the right foot down, then into your bent knee, warrior 3, back into your crescent lunge, move it forward again, kick the right leg forward. Maybe you even skip the chair pose and go straight to your warrior 3. Just notice if you're feeling a little bit more stable. Now, if you're like, wow, I am like seriously way more stable. I know I am. You can challenge yourself even more by adding a little twist. So in your Padangusthasana, make it a revolved Padangusthasana. Instead of warrior 3, make it a revolved half moon into a revolved crescent lunge. This is just an option, okay? So stay facing forward or add a twist. Just retest. See if you are feeling a lot more stable. All right. So back to your crescent lunge. We'll just switch it around to the back of the mat. Let's see how we go taking that hop off of the right leg back to the back foot. And maybe you're like, it helped, but I think I'm losing it. You can keep on adding that sensory input as you go if it helps, if you're really noticing that it helps you. And maybe you close your eyes. And it's okay if you're still wobbling. I know I am, because that's how we learn. But remember, it's just about paying attention. So shall we do all that on the other side now? We don't want to leave our right side out. So standing at the front of the mat. First of all, let's just make sure everything's active and switched on. So spread the toes nice and wide of the right foot. Pull the right hip into the right leg bone into the hip. Make sure that right glute is super active. And then when you're like, yep, all those other things all systems go, let's test. So from your chair pose, just shift over into like a single leg chair pose, lifting the left knee into the chest. Slowly straighten that right leg, maybe straighten the left leg or just bring it towards straight. Notice where your balance starts to be challenged. Back through that chair pose. Keep the right knee bent to extend the left leg back, chest forward, warrior 3. Take it back to a crescent lunge. Move through that 2 more times. So just get a feel for where your balance gets challenged. So warrior 3 from your Padangusthasana and into that crescent lunge. Maybe you move a little bit quicker to challenge yourself a little bit more. Kick that leg, kick it to the back like you're kicking away all the stuff you don't need in life. Back to your crescent lunge. Let's twist it round to the back and see how we go, taking a hop off the left leg into the right foot. So just like before, maybe try it a couple of times with your eyes open, but maybe to challenge yourself a little bit more, you look up to the ceiling or even close your eyes and just notice, whoop, yep, that's where I start to struggle. So when you're ready, twist it back around and come back to where we started. Let's rinse off and shower off and exfoliate the left side of the body. So we're just doing it this way because this is what we've got. We've got our fingernails and our hands, but there's actually tools that a lot of neurology, people who work with neurology and in the neurological sort of realm will use. Like, they're almost like those massage guns, but they're smaller. And they just give a kind of vibrational feeling. Another way to add sensory input is through temperature. So maybe something hot or something really cold. That's also sensory input. So you can also just kind of like gently tap yourself. You could grab your, like, if you have an electric toothbrush or maybe some other bedroom item that vibrates, you could use that. All right, I think that was like 20 to 30 seconds, right? So let's retest. Let's see how we go on our right leg. So come into your chair pose, shift your weight to the right leg, pull the left knee into your chest, straighten up, straighten that left leg or bring it towards straight, doesn't matter. And then take it back through your chair pose, set it up for your warrior 3 and your crescent lunge. Had a little wobble. See, sometimes it might even make it worse for you, and that's worth paying attention to as well. Sometimes these things don't just, they don't make it better, they actually make it worse. And that's fine, because the thing is, your nervous system is always adapting. You can add the twist though, if you want to see if your balance is improved enough to add the twist. But because you're constantly adapting and changing, any changes that you might have made through one of these hacks is not going to stick unless you keep doing it. So if you found that it does work for you, then keep doing it like for about 6 weeks or so. That's when you start to see like long-lasting changes. All right, if it didn't work for you, just don't do it. Let's shift around, face the back of the mat, and again, see how it goes moving backwards. This is really good for our vestibular system as well. Maybe try with the eyes closed. I do feel a lot more stable. So this is really about stability. That sensory input is helping us create more stability. That's where the balance is coming from. But if there's anything that you're looking for more stability in, like say handstands, arm balances, this can help as well. So come back to stand, finish that off, maybe give everything a good shake, and you are back where we started. So if you want to repeat this and give it all a try again, feel free. I would love to see you here again. Make sure to get the PDF that I've made for you, and also check out Z Health. This really is, everything that I'm sharing in this series is just a tiny, tiny amount of the wealth of knowledge that they share in their courses. But of course, maybe you're not interested in learning the neurology of movement. You just want to be guided, and that's what I'm here for. I'd love to see you over on Move with Adell every once in a while. I'll get you to do a little rub of your arm or something before we move into an arm balance. You don't have to think about it. I'll just tell you what to do. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you on the last video.